If you are the parent of a young adult, you can't leave your child's life and sobriety in the hands of meetings and treatment programs and expect more than just a slim chance of success. Let's talk about parenting your child in recovery. Turning early sobriety into long term sobriety requires more than just cheerleading, and it definitely should not include preparing for relapse. It requires your direct involvement and a program that sends your young adult in a new direction with a new focus. Fix your most painful problem first. The fear and pain of your child's addiction and relapse hurts every other aspect of your life. Real life stress that comes with work and career is 10 times worse when you carry the weight of a genuine threat to your child's health and future. And then there's the relationship stress with your spouse, with your family members, and with your other children. And consider the financial stress, the stress that comes from paying for additional treatments and searching for an answer. This is money that you could be spending on your family's experiences and your family's memories. And of course, the social embarrassment and stigma of having a child or dealing with a family member in addiction. Let's talk the truth about your child's recovery. First, relapse is not normal. The system is built on the suggestion of failure in an attempt to weaken expectations of the current treatment system. Secondly, phony success rates. The success rates many facilities or programs quote you cannot define where your family wants to be in 5, 10, or 15 years in the future. And lastly, your child is not an addict. Your child is developing and creating the rest of their lives, and they will not be defined by a temporary condition. Why most young people fail in recovery? A few reasons. First of all, our current system is built on a relapse model. By accident or design, it is more profitable for treatment centers to use a revolving door approach. Secondly, young adulthood is already recognized by everyone as the most critical period in substance use and behavioral intervention. And thirdly, our current treatment system is a band aid instead of a deep surgical transplant that fixes problems at their root. My name is Richard Jones, RN, and for over 37 years, I've been working with the families of young adults in substance use and corrections. I created Second Starts and Essential Change as my signature approach to supporting young adults who want to achieve lasting recovery and without the guilt and shame of most of the other revolving door programs. I'm an expert practitioner and creator of leverage-based tapered life management, a comprehensive behavioral change system designed specifically for young adults in recovery. Imagine a cold, barren, small room with just a hard table and chairs. This room is called the Sally Port. It is a place adjacent to the main part of the jail where lawyers, correction officials, and medical people meet with young adults, potentially young adults like yours, discussing their situation, discussing their pain, discussing their confusion. I learned from hundreds of these meetings that there is a way to change behavior at the base root. There is a way to make the information and the power of helping professionals much more powerful in your young adult's life. I learned how to create a system that helped families avoid this pain and confusion. When young adults find themselves in this very confusing situation, there is a window of opportunity that, with the proper education and the proper pathway and the proper system, we can take advantage of this window of opportunity and make basic root changes that decrease the pain and confusion for your family. Let's talk about 3 big myths of recovery. Myth number 1, their, meaning addiction professionals, helping professionals, their knowledge and experience will create your child's transformation. This is not true. Your child's transformation will come from a customized path to recovery that enhances your child's natural abilities and strengths. Myth number two, your objectivity will hurt your child. Your knowledge and love will be the engine that drives your child's recovery. And myth number three, the recovery process is all about restriction. We will show you and your child that real recovery is about creating and experiencing the life that they were meant to live. Now, there are three things that you need to get right now to help your child. First thing is therapeutic comprehension. And your young adult in recovery will take the principles and concepts of any current therapeutic approach to the next level by customizing it to form the results they can accept as part of their lives now and in the future. Secondly, support network enhancement. We want to create a support network that provides an immediate and permanent sense of confidence that you and your child and the people who support you need to make lasting change. And thirdly, a self-refueling transformation. We want to teach your child to become the power behind their transformation and recovery. And we want they be able to do this for the rest of their lives, making addiction and dependence a thing of the past. Now let's talk a little bit about therapeutic comprehension, making therapy work better. First is removing distractions. We want to learn very simple methods that shield your child against the common distractions that lead to relapse and make therapy more effective. Secondly, we want to unlock your child's life-saving knowledge. You want to use strategies that make the education provided by therapy and treatment easy to digest and use. And third, we want to create unwavering focus. We want to create a laser-focused recovery using a step-by-step approach that can be initiated immediately. Now let's talk about building an effective support group. Your child's path to recovery. Building an effective support group means much more than just making friends at meetings. It means assembling real people who care and will positively influence your child's life. Secondly, healing without guilt. This is a vital step in your child's recovery. Putting together a support group that does not increase the feelings of guilt and shame is extremely important. We will teach you how to learn to find these people that spark your child's desire to excel and create a lasting recovery. And lastly, building trust with the right kind of support group. As parents, surrounding your child with the right kind of support people gives them a chance to demonstrate trustworthiness in real time with real results. Teaching your child to become their own source of energy. What we want to do is we want to turn external accountability into internal strength. It's not just about quitting substances. It's about equipping your child with a lifelong management system. This system will change how they perceive and navigate the world, turning external accountability into internal resilience. Secondly, we want to make immediate course correction because it is possible. While healing does take time, immediate course correction is possible with an easy to follow assessment strategy that you can apply to your child's recovery. And lastly, we want to create a maximum achievement mentality. Helping your child employ a maximum achievement mentality with a customized life management system that will benefit them in every area of life now and in their future. Now you have two very clear choices. The first choice, sit back and watch. Some people will say it's just a phase. They will grow out of it. Every minute you watch and wait is playing Russian roulette with your child's life. If you wait for disaster, disaster will come. Secondly, it's a numbers game. The system, sometimes well-meaning, sometimes not, is designed to save some and lose others. Sitting back and hoping to win the treatment lottery can cost you more than you can afford to pay. Choice number two, take immediate and specific action. You want to use every card in your deck. You want to make absolutely sure you are getting the most out of every support person, every helping professional, and every asset and ability your child possesses. Leave no stone unturned. Secondly, get a roadmap. Find a system that allows you to help your child make permanent, basic changes that eliminate the fear of relapse forever. And start now. Do not hesitate. Start now. Let's talk about the essential change, the program. It is built specifically for families to combat four things. First of all, real life stress. By fixing your most important problem first, living an everyday life is finally possible by applying our customized Done With You program. The Essential Change program will start working fast and work smoothly with your child's natural abilities. Secondly, relationship stress. Making life with your spouse and other children a pleasure again when you fix your family's biggest problem first. You can start immediately without any complicated forms or questions. We can start immediately. Thirdly, financial stress. Stop spending your family's money on pain and start spending it on pleasure. The money wasted fighting the current systems and trying to use the current systems is money thrown down the drain when you can use that money to create memories and pleasure for your family. And lastly, embarrassment and stigma. Change embarrassment and shame into pride and trust. Your friends and your family will become envious of your success. Start immediately with our help and the tools that you already have now. The Essential Change program is built on three pillars of change. First, self agency and ownership. When an individual, especially a young adult, develops the basic concepts of self agency and ownership, they gain a new power and a new strength that is uncompromisable. Secondly, organizing and planning skills. There are ways to take your young child's natural abilities and apply them with a very simple organizing and planning strategy that makes them, again, unstoppable. And thirdly, preparing for real life application. All the theories in the world will not help if you are not ready to add this into a real life application, real life scenario situation. The Essential Change program is built on 7 core principles. The first is direction. Daily end goal directed communication designed specifically for the habits of lasting change. Customized. Major program milestones created specifically for your child's own vision of their future. Leverage support, using the power and influence of a concerned and involved support network without the guilt and shame of most programs. Detrimental procrastination, creating a system of expectations and actions that lead to permanent change. Immediate course correction, making necessary changes in direction and actions immediately before bad habits can form. Frequency and consistent variation, formulating a rhythm of actions that defy the pitfalls of dreadful anticipation and procrastination. And lastly, lifelong learning, creating a sustainable habit of education and intellectual fulfillment that fuels permanent change. I have 4 questions for you. With all the evidence of the failures of our current treatment system, why not step in and make a change, a root change that changes the very basic way your young adult sees and experiences and reacts to life? Number 2, are you willing to take a path that turns your child from an addict into a leader, someone that is respected in your family, not just now, but for generations to come? Are you tired of the consistent threat of relapse that your child and your family is living with now? And what does the future look like if you don't change this current path? For this and the next generation, what does it look like if you don't do something different and do something different now? I'm going to strongly suggest that if you are living with a young adult in a recovery situation, you do this now. Schedule a free call with us. Go to secondstarts.com. That's number 2ndstarts.com. Go to book and then a Second Starts consultation. Or reach me at richardjones@secondstarts.com, and I will be back with you as soon as possible, and we can talk about it. You can reach us at a 24-hour hotline number, 856-583-2747. If you Book the customized call. We can talk about your situation. And regardless of whether or not you plan on using our services, we will create a clear path plan that we would give any of our clients. The same path plan. We will create the plan for you and give it to you, even if you don't use it, just for selecting a call, so that you can see the power of a leverage-based tapered life management system can add to your family. Regardless of which direction you choose to go in, if you're the parent of a young adult in a recovery situation, you cannot sit back and wait. Move quickly and move decisively. Create a plan that changes your young adult child's view and actions toward a much better future.